A cop does this now, legal or not. He opens the glove compartment. Out falls $35,000 in cash.
Hi, I'm Larry Lawton, America's biggest jewel thief. Join me as I walk you through my past robberies, how I planned them, executed them, and ultimately got caught. I'm going to show you how we did things in prison, like making a tattoo gun, making wine, making white lightning. It's going to be very educational. These are the untold stories.
Hey everybody, Larry Lawton here. I got a great video for you today. I'm actually sitting out at my, I guess, daughter-in-law's house out in Jacksonville, St. Augustine. And I was sitting out in this weather with this country-style living, and I was thinking about the first time, or not the first time, but when I got arrested after a robbery, but not for the robbery. I got arrested for something else, and you're going to hear about it in this video right now. Anyway, before I get started, please check us out on YouTube member programs. Check us out on Patreon member programs. Please subscribe if you haven't. Hit the like button. Share, comment. You know I love to comment on videos after every video. So let me tell you what this was. I'm sitting out here, and I thought, you know, let me do and tell these people, because I was telling the story last night, how I was arrested not for the robbery or a robbery, but it was after a robbery, and the cops never knew. And the reason I did it is because I was actually out arrested in the country, somewhat if you want to call it the country, of southern New Jersey, near Atlantic City. Outside, it was, I think, the Atlantic County Jail I went to when I was arrested, and it was a funny story. So I'm gonna tell the whole story. And it is kind of funny because I think about how close they were to really getting me, and they never knew it. What happens is, I do a robbery. I ended up getting some money up front. I think I got like $35,000, $40,000 up front. Oh, no, the guy owed me money. A guy owed me money, and he paid me. I didn't get the money for the jewelry at this time, and I just dropped my jewelry off. I used to pick it up the next day or something like that. And I had to rent a car. I had a Diamante from Florida, and I have to drive it back to Florida after doing the robbery. I did the robbery in Florida. I drove the car down, up like I always did after a robbery, to New York, got rid of my diamonds, everything. Within 24 hours, the diamonds were out of my hands, totally out of my hands. So I'm in New York and having a good time. I'm waiting for the next day or 2 days later, they're gonna pay me. And I already put the diamonds, they have them, everything's good, I'm doing good. I'm on my way back. I said, let me go back to Florida. Something I had to come back to Florida. A guy owed me money, and he gives me $35,000 in cash that he owes me. So I got $35,000 in cash, and we're partying. I'm at the bar, and we're still doing cocaine. We're doing all the things that you're not supposed to do, but this is after the robbery. We're done, we're already successful. Now I'm alone. At this time, the other guys stay up to New York. Another guy, you know, my brother stayed up in New York. The other guy, Jimmy, stayed in New York. I'm going to head back. And I end up calling up Junior. Junior worked for me. Junior was a young kid from New York originally. He was young. He came aboard. He was a good kid. He still is to this day. Junior helped me out. He used to wash the limousines. He used to help me out, whatever. Or if we go to Disney World with my children, they would do that. And now you hear I am getting trouble by a freaking donkey. Only in the country can that happen. So here I am. I'm up in New York. I'm sitting, I'm partying at the bar, and I mean heavy. And now we buy cocaine, and guys give me cocaine, people who know me. And so they end up giving me, they gave me about 2 8-balls of cocaine. And I'm partying. I call Junior up. I fly Junior in from Florida. I said, Junior, I'm flying you in so you could drive back to Florida with me and the Diamante so I don't have to go alone. We're going to stop at Atlantic City and have a good time. Guy gives me $35,000 cash he owed me, so I'm just on my way up, south. And fucking, here it is in December. Now, it was December, I think December, in the beginning of December, because it was fucking cold. Now, I have the Diamante. I have $35,000 in the glove compartment. I have, 7 grams of cocaine in the center console, and I'm partying. I'm doing cocaine. Again, not now, no more of that shit. But anyway, I'm fucking doing cocaine. We're having a good time. Like an idiot, like all criminals are, I fucking get stopped for speeding on a New Jersey turnpike. This is about 1 at night. I get stopped on the highway on the Jersey Turnpike heading to Atlantic City. Now, when I get stopped, the cops pull me out of the car. Now it's freezing now. Remember this. I only got a t-shirt on, and they got me in the back of the car. I'm freezing. They looked my name up. Obviously, they already had my name for being linked with organized crime, so they knew that. So I'm up. I'm freezing in the back. A cop does this now, legal or not. He opens the glove compartment of the car. Now I'm in the back, and he's just talking to me, asking me why am I going so fast. Maybe he suspected I was stoned or whatever. He opens up the glove compartment box. Out falls $35,000 in cash. Now this is a year about 1991, maybe 90, 91, something like that, 92, give or take. And $35,000 falls out of the car, out of the glove compartment. He goes, "Where'd you get the money?" I said, "I sold my Corvette." He goes, "Do you have a receipt?" I said, "No, I got a receipt. The guy gave me the fucking money. I gave him the title. What do I give a shit what it is? Here's the money. Here's the title. I got my thing." Obviously, he knows that's bullshit, but I'm sticking to my story. They got me in the back. Now I'm freezing my balls off. I remember this, I'll never forget that. I was freezing my balls off. And I'm in the back shivering. The guy takes Junior out of the car now. Junior's in the passenger seat. And they bring him back in the back of the car. We're freezing our balls off. The guy looks in the car and he finds 7 grams of cocaine in the center console of my rented Diamante. Oh, he sees this. Well, they arrest us both right there on the spot. They bring us to a substation or whatever they have in New Jersey off the turnpike. It's this fucking station. Now, I know the drill. When this happens, you shut your mouth. You don't say anything. You just fucking deny. I want my lawyer. I want to call my lawyer. Do everything like that. Well, they already look up my name. They know who I am. And they say to me, hey Lawton, we know everything. Now they think, this is what they think. They think the $35,000 was for a key of coke. Because that's about what you can get that back then. About $30,000 for a kilo of coke, maybe 2 kilos of coke or whatever it was. And I said, nothing. I'm just saying nothing. I'm not saying where the money's from. I told him the Corvette. I'm sticking with the story. Here it is, 1 in the morning. I call my lawyer in Florida at 1 in the morning. I get him. He was actually at a party himself, and he says, "Larry, you know the drill." He goes, "I'll have you out of there tomorrow morning." I told him this, put the cop on. He goes, "You know the drill?" "Yes, I'll have you out of there tomorrow morning." He goes, "Just shut up." So, of course, I'm shutting up. Now, they think they got Al Capone. They got nothing. They don't know what they have. They know they got money. They know they got a little cocaine in the car. There's no jewelry. They don't suspect me of being a jewel robber to begin with. They know I'm a fucking bookmaker, loan shark. I'm associated with organized crime. But they don't know in what capacity. So here I am. I'm fucking in the jail cells. Now, this is a place where the jail cells next to each other. Now, Junior and I are not in the same jail cell. We're in one right next to the other. Now, right around the jail cell, you can hear them where they talk to people. So I'm in there. Junior knows the drill. Junior's been with me long enough to know anybody ever calls, I'll take care of it. Just shut up. Just don't say anything. If you ever get arrested, don't tell anybody anything. Just keep your mouth shut, and we'll work out it from there. Because I always used to tell them, cops are the best at this. The cops are the best at knowing just enough information to make you think that somebody told. Just enough information, and they're real close to say, Johnny told us that you got it from here, you did this, or whatever the bullshit is. They're gonna be close, and they're waiting for you to say that fucking Johnny did it, or this guy, he told, I didn't do it. You better take the deal for yourself. This is cops all the time. Now, I know how they work. Cops take me, they put me back in the cell. I get my lawyer, I shut up, and listen, they brought detectives in, they brought people in. It's at 1 in the morning. I don't know, it was a Friday night or probably a Friday night or a Thursday night. And they thought they had fucking, big deal. The detectives come in and all this shit. So then they take Junior out. I'm hearing them interrogate Junior. Hey, kid, you don't have a record. What are you doing with this guy? This guy's a bad guy. These are dangerous people. Just tell us what's going on. And all Junior said, and I loved that he kept saying, was, listen, I only wash his limousine. I do stuff around their house and, to clean the boat and stuff. And that's it. He goes, I only came down to drive back down with him. And that's all he said, and all Junior kept saying. And they said, oh, yeah, the bullshit. And he says, I swear to God, he's a young kid. Junior's like 18 at the time, 19. And he wouldn't fucking crack. I loved it. They got put him back in the cell. I heard the whole fucking exchange. I'm in the thing now. The next morning, they got to take us to the Atlantic County Jail. Atlantic County Jail is a scumbag jail, but it was like they knew about gangsters. So on the way, I'm telling this cop, now I got the detectives. They're taking me around, they know I'm not saying nothing. I already lawyered up. They can't really do anything. I'm saying, man, this is such a waste of fucking time. I says, I'm going to be out of this fucking jail before you're done with your paperwork to go home. Yeah. My lawyer had my bond set and done, because I had to go see a judge. Had my bond and law set before fucking 10 in the morning. I'm fucking out of jail. But before I get out of jail, they sent me to the Atlantic County Jail. Now, I looked like a gangster. I had the Bally's of Switzerland shoes, the slacks, a nice shirt. I walk into the Atlantic County Jail, and there's fucking the jail guards there were real cool. They knew the gangsters. They took care of the gangsters. The guy let me make phone calls. I mean, I'm fucking making a phone call all I want. He's saying, yeah, go ahead. They know who you are. They know who you're associated with. They're just doing their fucking job. It's Atlantic County Jail. I go back into the cell, and there's a guy bothering everybody, just crying like a motherfucker. I mean, this guy wouldn't shut the fuck up. And I end up saying to the guy, listen to me, buddy. If you just shut your fucking mouth, I'll bail you out. His bail was fucking $175. No, he needed like $75 to bail out, maybe $700 bail, 10%. So I fucking said, if you just shut your fucking mouth, I'll bail you the fuck out of jail. I think it was even $250. Maybe it was $25. I said, just shut the fuck up. I'll bail you out. When my guy comes here, I'll bail you the fuck out. Just shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear your fucking mouth anymore. Everyone's laughing in the fucking cell. I'm tired as fuck. Now I'm coming down off cocaine. I was on coke all night, so I'm fucking now, oh fuck, I really need a fucking blast. And I'm fucking just Jesus, let me get this thing done. I want to get the fuck out of here. So they shut him up. This is true. So now fucking, they take us back out. You got to go to the courthouse. We go to the courthouse. The fucking, you go in the front. Public defender who represents you technically there says he has a lawyer. I spoke with him. He's pleading not guilty. The bond is set at this, blah, blah, blah. I get the fuck out of jail. Right then and there, Junior and I get out of jail. Now they bring us, because they don't just get you out right at the courthouse. They bring you back to the jail and process you out. So they process me out. I'm sitting at the fucking thing. I said, where the fuck are we going to do that? Now remember, they took $35,000 cash from me. I had another $1,000 in my wallet. They took that. So they took all the cash I had. I just had a wallet with fucking, I think they have $20 in there or whatever the fuck it was. What the fuck am I going to do with this? How the fuck am I going to get home? How am I going to do anything? So I end up fucking calling the casino. I was a big gambler. I was a whale, what they call back then. I used to gamble $1,000 a hand. Every hand of blackjack, $1,000. At one time, I was in the high roller pit in the Taj Mahal, and I spent over $1 million in gambling right then and there in that session, meaning $1 million passed hands back and forth between me and the casino. And I was a whale, so they'd give me whatever I want. I had suites. I used to take a plane, the helicopter before that stopped from New York to Atlantic City. I used to fucking take planes to Vegas, do all that kind of shit. So I end up calling up my host in the casino. I said, listen, I need a limousine. Where you at, Larry? I said, I'm at the Atlantic County fucking jail. He goes, okay, I'll have a limo there at the jail. We're waiting. We come out, they process out. There was a fucking stretch fucking limousine, a big stretch limousine waiting at the fucking jail. For me, we get out of the jail, we get in the fucking limo. Junior and I end up going to fucking Taj Mahal. Now, I didn't have a credit line where you just say, here's your credit. I used to put money in the cage. So there's no money in the cage. I had $35,000 I was going to go down there and play with. So I'm sitting there, what the fuck am I going to go? And I remember pretty much sleeping on the stairs in one of the fucking thing. I didn't even get a room. I could have, but I got a flight home. So I'll never forget how tired I was. I mean, fucking dirt tired. I mean, you remember, no more cocaine, nothing. We're coming down from everything, and we're fucking, no money on us, fucking. It wasn't like I carried credit cards and all that kind of shit. I was a cash guy. This is back in the early days when, you know, cash was king. I mean, you had cash, you can do anything you want. We're sitting there and fucking, we wait, and I tell Junior, just shut your mouth, everything will be all right. You know that, you did a great job, I'm proud of you, and all that kind of stuff. So we get back to fucking, we fly, I get back in. I, you know, had to call everybody, tell them what happened. I had people that meet me at the airport in Fort Lauderdale. Get back to home, I talk to my lawyer, everything else. He gets Junior's shit dropped right away. Boom. Anything Junior was charged with was dropped. Done. End of story with Junior. Now with me, now they want to get me for this cash, cocaine, everything else in the car. I end up fucking having to go back and forth twice with the lawyer to fucking Atlantic City to handle this bullshit that I'm in. It wasn't even Atlantic City, it was outside Atlantic City somewhere, but it was Atlantic County Jail I stayed at. So I end up fucking going back and forth. The fucking lawyer says, listen, I made a deal. Because you're gonna get 5 years probation. That's it. You don't have to report. You can fucking, it's a non-reporting probation. But they're gonna give you $23,000 back. I said, what the fuck you... I said, what? What are you talking about, 23 fucking thousand? I had 35,000 with my money in my pocket, near 36,000 bucks, something like that. You give me 23 fucking thousand? He goes, yeah, that's the deal they want to make. I go, what are you talking about? I go, that's fucking extortion. I said, they want to just take my fucking money. I didn't get this. I never got it to this day. He goes, I go, they're extorting me. I do the fucking extorting. Back in the day, I was the bad guy. So fucking, they end up, I make this deal. They literally give me $23,000 in cash. And they kept that 12 fucking thousand. I get fucking probation. Cost me another probably $60,000 in my lawyer fees back and forth from Florida to fucking Jersey, Florida to New Jersey, all that bullshit. This whole thing cost me $75,000 or something like that. And I'm going, what the fuck? I feel like I was fucking extorted. But I ended up getting away with a case where you had 7 grams of coke, $35,000 of cash in the car, and I get fucking probation. Now, they knew who they had, but they didn't know I was a jewel robber at the time. You gotta remember that. It's a big difference. They knew Larry Lawton was just a regular, Larry Lawton was never a regular guy. Larry Lawton was a gangster, but they did not know anything about jewelry robberies. Or if they did, they would have had me right then and there. Because I went for another 4 or 5 years after that, at least. So this is maybe 92, and I get arrested in 96. And it was like a weird fucking case. What made me think of that is, here I am out in the country, and I was in the country in Atlantic City, and I get fucking stopped. But what does it show me? I was the idiot, obviously, back then. I was a 30-year-old guy or something. Yeah, about 30 years old, because I got arrested at 34. So I was about 30 years old, height of my strength, money, cars, limousines, boats, had all that shit. And I thought I was invincible. And obviously, although I got away with it, I somewhat got away with it because that came back to haunt me when I got sentenced. Because during my PSI, which is pre-sentence investigation, that came up. It also came up in my bond hearing, which was actually good. When I first got arrested in the jewelry thing, I tried to get bond. I was going to put up $1 million. My father was going to put up his house and everything else because I was going to fucking bolt. I'll be honest. I was going to run. And then I would have figured out how to pay my dad back. I would have did everything I had to do. I didn't give a fuck. I was running because I knew how big it would be if I got bond. But the government ended up not giving bond. Well, I remember during the bond hearing, it's funny because I'm in jail. We go down. My lawyer says to him, Your Honor, he goes, we'd like to get a bond on this case. And the government said, no. He goes, Your Honor, he goes, Mr. Lawton appeared in New Jersey, never ran, went back and forth on a case that he could have spent a lot of time in jail. He went back and forth. He has a kid here. There's no way. Because there's only 2 ways you don't get bond. If you're a threat to the community or you're a flight risk. So he's negating the flight risk. And then the judge goes, you're right. The fucking prosecutor jumps up on his feet. No, Your Honor. This man's involved in organized crime. He's a threat to the community. He did violent crimes. He's facing life. I go, and that's when I go, holy shit, I'm facing life. I had no idea how big the case was at that time. At that time, I thought it was 1 robbery. When I first got arrested, I thought they only had the 1 robbery. Then the papers come out, you know, organized crime involved in jewel robbery ring up and down the East Coast, $1 million, millions involved, blah, blah, blah. So at that point, because I'm thinking, man, I'm going to get bond. I'm getting fucking bond. Then the judge says, no bond and all that shit. So again, everything ends up working out for the best because I'm here doing videos with you, telling you stuff about my past and my stories. But the reason I wanted to talk about that story, because it reminded me I was in the middle of the country, and the opposite, here it's fucking 90 degrees in Florida. There it was fucking 2 degrees, 5 degrees, whatever the fuck it was. It was freezing. It was 30 degrees, whatever the fuck it was. It was freezing, man. I won't forget that. But I had to tell you the story about when I got arrested and the feds thought I was some kind of big drug dealer. And I never was. And you know, I never ever discouraged people thinking I was a drug dealer. Because I wasn't a drug dealer. Let people think I'm a drug dealer. Come into my house. You're never going to find anything except personal use shit. I mean, you're not going to find kilos of cocaine. You know, what would you find back then? A couple of grams of cocaine, a couple ounces of weed. Nothing crazy. I wasn't a drug dealer, and I never was and never will be a drug dealer. I don't believe in that. I mean, that's just me. I don't give a fuck what people go to prison for or whatever they do, but I don't believe in that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed hearing about that story. If you like what we do, please subscribe. Check out my playlist, Gangster Redemption, in the playlist. I guarantee you will be blown away on the stories of my whole life and how I robbed and everything. It's in the playlist, in the Gangster Redemption series, in the playlist. Thanks again, everybody. Much love, much respect. Please comment. You know I'll answer. Like it as well. Have a great day. Make good choices. Do something good for somebody every day. Have a good one, everybody. Stay strong.